Carson's Corner is a black LGBTQ-owned small business. They sell merchandise and apparel on pop culture franchises such as Dragon Ball, King of the Hill, Sailor Moon, and of course and most importantly, Power Rangers. If you're interested in getting their amazing merch, be sure to check them out at carsoncorner.com. Link will be down below.
Whatever. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm tired from the series, not from being tired in general. I'm just glad this is finally over. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Writer Time Archive here on the Morphin Network. And I hope on behalf of the Morphin Network, all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and a safe Black Friday. All things considered, did you guys get to take advantage of the Black Friday sales for any upcoming conventions, i.e. Power Morphicon? Well, let's hope you guys did, at least. I either already got my ticket or can't get my ticket just yet, but either way, whether I already got my ticket or didn't, I will say this. You guys will definitely see me at Morphicon next year, regardless. You'll see me at Pasadena Comic-Con in January. I'm just not going to be in LA Comic-Con this month. Wait, did it already pass, or is it? Honestly, I can't remember when LA Comic Con is. I know it's this time of year. But no, but I hope you guys are having a great time at LA Comic Con regardless, and I'll see you guys in Pasadena in January. But until then, happy weekend after Thanksgiving. The floodgates are open. Mariah Carey has finally been defrosted. And we are now off to Christmas season. So, in honor of stuffing your face in with meat, the time to stuff our eyes with a different kind of carnivorous imagery. That is Kamen Rider Amazon's The Movie, The Last Judgment. Yes, we're actually doing a movie review. Yeah, I know it's very rare we do a movie review here on the Morphin Network because I think at most we've mostly just done the Go Kaiser 10-year anniversary. We did Shin Kamen Rider 2023, not 1992. And now we're doing this movie. But to be fair, this is a sequel. This is a proper sequel. Of Kamen Rider Amazons, because the TV show ended on a cliffhanger and they decided to conclude it with a film, which means the torture, at least the torture for me, isn't going to end. Just the TV show, which we finished last week. I was so happy that we were done with the TV show, but now we have this to deal with. But we're going to get this out of the way, guys. And let me know in the comments what you thought of the movie. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What did you think of the series as a whole? Now that we've completed season 1, season 2, and the movie, or 3 movies if you wanted to abridge the whole thing, what do you guys think of the entirety of 2016's biopunk remake of Kamen Rider Amazon known as Kamen Rider Amazons on Amazon Prime, which is no longer on Amazon Prime for some reason. But thankfully, I did watch it all the way through. Finally, I can honestly say I've watched every season of Kamen Rider, including the ones that are not canon to the TV show. I still can't get into it. Now, don't get me wrong, the movie on its own is not terrible. The plot is semi-decent. The pacing is still a little bit off. The tone is dark, and by tone I don't mean literary tone. I mean the tone of the actual show, because the entire first 5 minutes of the movie is just completely dark. It's like watching Game of Thrones season 8 all over again. But I will say this movie had a lot of good ideas. And what could have benefited from some of these ideas? Season 2. That season that had a couple of good ideas, but didn't follow, but put them in the back burner. But I'll say this sort of puts in the opposite end of the spectrum because while in the TV show, in season 2, Mamoru had the plan wanting to wanting to turn humans into Amazons. This had a sort of opposite thing, and I don't mean turning Amazons into humans. That would be far too interesting. No, we're talking about turning Amazons into food. Like, we got humans eating Amazons. Like, just to get an idea, imagine a deer eating a lion. Imagine gazelle eating a lion. Imagine a salmon eating a bear. That's what this movie basically is. It's like we humans, we have the privilege of being an apex species. We've got eyes on the front of our face. There's no animal that would eat us, that would have us as their natural prey. We are naturally the highest predator on our food chains. You can eat animals, you can eat plants. We're omnivorous. Like you do, you boo boo. If you choose to only eat one or the other, that's your business, not mine. You live your life, I live mine. But what was interesting about season 1 of Amazons is we now have a new species that's even higher up the food chain than humans. So we're no longer the apex predators. That is an interesting concept. Of course, obviously, through evolution, our eyes aren't going to shift over to the sides of our heads. Though you'd think after about 10,000 years, we probably would if that were the case. Though very unlikely. But no, it was an interesting idea. Like we would no longer be the apex predator because there's this predator above us. But now we're trying to switch that. Now we're trying to be above that thing that's above us. That's kind of weird. Because honestly, it is weird when insects eat birds. I mean, insects fight birds, but they don't typically eat birds, except for decomposer insects like ants use carcasses of dead animals to help build the colony because for the queen. But that's pretty much it. But let's get right into this movie because it's got some weird stuff going on. First of all, it takes place 2 years after the second season. Haruka's on the run, and in what seems like something that feels like happened a little too quickly was Mizu still being part of 4C, but she was only part of 4C for these past 2 years just so she could get to Haruka to protect him. And I'm like, I feel like a little bit of Jim Cornetting would make it so that Mizu should reveal herself as being on Haruka's side a little bit later into the movie. I don't know, Jared. Do you feel like it was too early for Mizu to reveal she was on Haruka's side instead of 4C side? Hello?
Did she fumble the bag? It seems like she fumbled the bag.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's her that fumbled or if it was, I don't know if it's her fumbling or if it's the writers fumbling. But I feel like this reveal would have worked a little bit better if they just simply did it a little bit later into the movie. Just so you know, you're frozen on my end. Let's see. Yeah. The internet's really bad, both in LA and New York, I'm assuming. All right. Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think he's trying to shoot. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna switch it out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, troubleshooting, guys. Well, he'll be right back, guys. But yeah, it does feel like it's a little too soon for her to make that reveal because Because then the question would be, why? Because the last time we saw her, she was holding him at gunpoint. Why did she just like let him leave and then have her join back up with 4C for 2 years? For 2 years? Just so that she could get back to Haruka to protect him? Wouldn't it be better if she just stayed with him for these last 2 years? I feel like that would have just made more sense. But they both fall into a lake in order to escape their pursuers, and they both wake up at this weird orphanage that absolutely does not give Project G4 vibes. But yes, this is an orphanage full of Amazon children. But there's an interesting caveat to this orphanage. Okay. They're herbivorous. Somehow, despite being a completely carnivorous apex predator species, these children solely eat plants. Now, I know there are some people from a certain community who would say, well, plants have proteins too, and they do, but they also have different proteins. And the overlapping proteins are absorbed at different rates between animals and plants. Like, for example, leucine obtained from animals gets absorbed into the human body more efficiently than leucine obtained from plants, which means that if you have genetic anemia, you are more likely to use animals as your food source in order to increase the probability of your body being able to produce enough hemoglobin, because anemia is a disorder that involves not being able to carry oxygen in your blood. So, as it turns out, Dalai Lama is genetically anemic. So, the OG vegan has to eat red meats for his own survival. Just letting you guys know. But the point is, it's still weird that a species that is strictly carnivorous, not omnivorous like humans, strictly carnivorous, is going full herbivorous right here. And that in itself is kind of suspicious.
I don't know. I don't do vegan stuff. Shout out to vegan people though.
Yeah, it's like we're not trying to knock at vegans for like being vegan. It's just like kind of sus that like it's like because like these are not human. They're not omnivorous like us, where we could have a strictly plant-based diet. Not all of us can, but some of us could. But
Yeah.
here, like, this is a strictly carnivorous species, and they're eating strictly plants, and that's kind of weird. I mean, like, sometimes canines, like, they would chew grass in order, like, to floss their teeth, but, like, that's different, though. It's different, though. So something's very suspect.
No, yeah, that's totally different.
Yeah. But so Haruka and Mizu are allowed to stay as long as they don't go to the forbidden corridor on the third floor. Yes, that's a Harry Potter reference I just made. Because the orphans are donating their blood to a mysterious person who is chained up in a mysterious chamber. Gee, I wonder who this mysterious individual who's chained up could possibly be. I'll give you a hint. His name is not Dracula.
It's Shadow Moon.
Yeah, Black Sun reference. I get it. That's actually a great callback to the first episode of Black Sun. I actually really like that. Here's another thing I don't get. How did Gene get captured? Like, you think with like all his Black Air Force energy.
Well, isn't his wife and kid dead at this point?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, then that's why. He has nothing to live for. He has nothing going on.
But he's still like obsessed with killing Amazons, though.
He lost his. I mean, yeah, he is obsessed with killing Amazons, but this is me giving you just color commentary because you're basically doing the play-by-play. I'm going to color commentary. My guess, if I was Gene, I'm basically trying to end all Amazons to the point where my son was hidden from me and was a little knob end hanging out with Cross Z before he was even Cross Z. And then I lose not only my son, but I lose my wife. Yeah, your mind. Why bother? That's like you're losing basically your will to live.
Yeah, I mean, I figured like his game plan since day one was to kill all Amazons except for Haruka, then kill Haruka, and then kill himself. Like I thought that was like is gonna be his game plan. Like just kill all Amazons, eat him if he must.
Yeah, but you lose the love of your life. You lose the sense of yourself, even your life goals.
Yeah. Yeah, it just feels weird because of how much of a fighter he is. That's what was weird for me, especially with like how he was doing the whole like crossing the line at the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel thing, like in the final episode. Like that was kind of weird to like transition to this.
Oh, how much time passed between this and the series?
2 years, but we don't know what happened.
See, what they should have done was do like little YouTube, like a little YouTube side series to see what happened in the 3 years between this, between season 2 and this, just so we'd have a good concept of what's going to happen in the movie.
Yeah, heck, like even like Kamen Rider Drive had like had 4 mini-sodes that would tie into the movie Surprise Future. Shout out to Mach and Ryu because
okay, I was like Surprise Future. Ain't that the Zoro Seiya led movie?
Yeah, Okuyasu, white-haired dude from Rurouni Kenshin.
So that movie had 2 Kamen Riders, huh?
Yeah.
Well, no, wait, 3 Kamen Riders. Who am I thinking of? Nah, I'll think about it later.
Yeah. Anywho, so turns out, it is an orphanage, so kids get adopted. One girl in particular got adopted, and I'm thinking this is so suspicious. I'm getting Promised Neverland vibes from this.
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, I'm getting Promised Neverland vibes, but just as this kid is driven off, a bunch of Amazons show up, and what's weird here is how like members of 4C said that Haruka's the last Amazon, and yet we got these 2 showing up and a few others down the line. Spoiler alerts. I mean, we're spoiling the plot regardless, but further down, there's more. There's at least 3 more Amazons. And I don't mean like Rider Amazons. I mean like Amazons.
So they're trying to hide the fact that they're Amazons, probably.
Oh yeah. Oh,
trying to cover up the story. Right. No, there are no Amazons. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, nothing to worry about. But it just so happens that hold on, give me a second. I hate it when these screenshots get randomly deleted. But it turns out that the caretaker is an Amazon. Who would have thought?
Like it came out of Fies.
Yeah, and he looks like he has some recycled body pieces from Chihiro. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
especially Chihiro, because but they added some extra face details that just don't look very attractive.
Looks like a bird.
Honestly, he looks more like a crustacean.
I think the yellow in the middle makes me think it looks like a beak. So I'm thinking like, you look like some sort of bird.
Yeah, but I think those segmented details on his face kind of make me think about crustaceans, like pill bugs.
Mm.
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know the exact thing. Heck, like people have been arguing for years what is the animal motif of the original Amazon? Is he a lizard? Is he a piranha? What the heck is he?
Should be on the wiki.
The wiki is a little bit of iffy there. I mean, heck, Fies, to a lot of people's surprise, is based on a shark.
I mean, I have the book. I have one of the books that have the details about the Kamen Riders, but even then, I can't read Japanese, so I can't tell you. I could use Google Translation, but we ain't got time for that.
Yeah, no, but the DK net specials, like they actually did clarify that Fies is in fact a shark, and Kiva is in fact jack-o'-lantern. Now, Wataru Kurenai, like, he is a dragon Fangire. Don't get me wrong, he's a dragon Fangire, while his brother is a snake Fangire. But and Dark Kiva is a bat Fangire. Who would have thought the bat Fangire is the villain? But no, like, while the main character is a dragon Fangire, his costume design is in fact a jack-o'-lantern, and that is officially canon.
I think he's a bat. He hangs upside down like a bat. He has bat wings. He has bat everything. The dragon part I can buy because Emperor form. I'll buy that part. But other than that, he a bat. I don't care what anybody says. He a bat.
Well, it's you versus Toei.
And I will always win. I go hands. They don't do that. Yeah. I go hands.
All right, but yeah, so it's like so I'm like, really another Amazon? Don't we have enough of those? But yeah, he has a chainsaw Gatling gun thing, and I'm like overcompensating much.
I guess it could be cool.
Yeah. Let's dive ahead a little bit. So they are met up with the extermination squad. They're extracted, and it turns out, oh my god, the girl that was adopted earlier is dead. What happened? Turns out the family that adopted her ate her. This is literally Promised Neverland.
Good lord.
When did Promised Neverland even come out? I'm curious.
While I do that, I'm just gonna shake my Jesus Christ.
The manga series came out
2016.
2016, yeah, to 2020. So 2016. That means it came out the same year as season 1 of Amazon's. So yeah, like, you guys ripped up Promised Neverland. An orphanage where the orphans are used as livestock. Really, guys? That's your game plan? That's your game plan?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, because it was done August 2016.
And
not cool, y'all.
Not cool, Toy. And they took it even a step further with the JoJo reference by saying, "Oh yeah, oh wait, hold on, we got this politician dude. Yeah, like it's eating these orphan kids is different from eating your run-of-the-mill Nozama pharmaceutical Amazon or an ozone Amazon, because these Amazons are vegetarian. Like, meat tastes better when it's herbivorous as opposed to being carnivorous." I'm like, okay, like, I know Guido Misa made a joke about that in the final several chapters of Golden Wind, or the final 2 episodes of the anime, but jeez, Also, why would a politician have to like eat an Amazon child just to like?
You're asking why a politician would do something shady?
Yes! Well,
You're asking
politicians
why a
are always
politician...
doing something shady! They're always doing something shady! Like freaking even that senator from freaking Stardust Crusaders was doing shady stuff. He's like, oh yeah, no, I'll totally run these innocent people over at the command of a vampire that's lining my pocket with immortality. Oh yeah, no, like these politicians in Brazil are like, oh yeah, totally, like once we kill Alucard, like we're gonna get a double, triple immortality from Toblerone Alhambra. Yeah,
Well,
totally. Like President of the United States try to make a transcontinental race to get all 8 pieces of the corpse of Jesus Christ because somehow Mormonism is the one true religion in Steel Ball Run.
See. Well, now I'm looking up the movie. It was written by Yuya Takahashi. So everything checks out now. Anything messed up that happens, we now know why. Because it was written by Yuya Takahashi. And y'all be like, what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Have you not seen Kamen Rider Geats?
Have you not seen Black Sun?
Well, he didn't write Black Sun.
He didn't do Black Sun, but I know what we're in for.
Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, basically, Kamen Rider Geats was just a lighter, tamer version of Amazons. That's all it was. Well, just this movie, because that's all he wrote. He only wrote this movie.
I mean, I feel like it would make more sense, just a smidge, if we at least saw Michinaga bite into another human when he was still a Jama rider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's still not completely clear. Did he turn back into a human later? I don't think they've ever clarified that.
I think after the Jamoto Grand Prix, he got his humanity back. Yeah. That's my headcanon.
Yeah, but his final form is called like the Jamar God. Like, you know, with the long Ichigo Kurosaki horns. Oh man, can you imagine Johnny Young Bosch doing the voice of Michinaga? It's like new mask, same old horns.
Wait, so let me get this. We're doing a Kamen Rider Geats movie, literally just called Kamen Rider Geats the movie. So I'm not complaining, but then we're also getting Kamen Rider Gazer as a film as well, all happening in 2024. Again, not complaining.
Aren't they supposed to be next?
Well, Gazer is a TTFC, which I have the app for it. You gotta pay for it to use it because that also comes with a King Oger manga series.
Ooh, King Oger manga. You know what I really miss? Kamen Rider Buster manga.
I think they have that too. Like, you get the first 3 chapters of it for free. It's good art. They're really fantastic art, but I can't understand because I can't read Japanese.
Yeah. No, I read all 6 chapters of the Buster manga. It was really good. Honestly, you should read the manga while watching Saber because when at the end of the series, he mentions that he got a teaching credential. It kind of makes you appreciate that line more because if you haven't read the manga, you're like, oh, he's gonna become a teacher. That's kind of weird. Okay, but you do you, boo boo. But if you read the manga though, you start crying because it's like he's following the footsteps of the previous Buster. Because in Kamen Rider Saber, prior to Kamen Rider Saber, when he was a teenager, he was actually a delinquent, like a Yusuke Urameshi type of person, but with the heart of a Kazuma Kuwabara, and he had a teacher who was basically like Principal Takahashi from Yu Yu Hakusho, who it's like I'm old and decrepit, but I believe in you. But the thing is, turns out his teacher it turns out to be Kamen Rider Buster. It's like I've grown too old for this. I'm gonna have to train you to become the new Buster. So it's like really cool, and they even even as a teenager, he even interacts with Caliber before he heel turns. Yeah. So it's like worth reading, and then when you actually watch the final episode or 2 episodes of Saber, it makes you appreciate the finale more because of what happened in the manga.
But long story short, to answer your question about the Kamen Rider Geeks movie, that's gonna be a Visa Next.
Yep.
Kamen Rider Gazer is TTFC.
All right, so here we go. We got. So it turns out there are some runaways. In fact, 2 of those 2 Amazons that attacked earlier were among the runaways. Because turns out we want to live. We're not cool with being livestock. We want to live. We want to wake everyone else. We don't want to be sheep. Literally. We don't want to be literal sheep. And one of them ends up trying to eat one of the extermination squad members, but it's the dude who got his arm eaten by Mamoru earlier.
Oh my god, Mamoru.
Yeah. I'm still upset about what happened with Mamoru. It's like, 1, it sucks that he heel turned, and 2, it sucks even more that he basically got sidelined in season 2 and wasn't the main villain where he very well could have been.
Yeah,
his plot, his evil scheme was more interesting than what we got with whatever C4C was doing.
Okay.
It's not even clear what they were even doing in the first place.
Okay, now I'm looking at a better picture. Kamen Rider Amazon Neo Alpha. Okay, this guy is already... The name is already a total chode. He looks like a chode. Then his actor... Well, not his actor. Then his character... I want to clarify. His character looks like a chode. Who plays him? Let me see this actor. Let me see what he's done before. So far, I just look like... You got a punchable face, my dude. You just got a punchable face. Oh, this is Kamen Rider Kiba.
What did he play in Kiva?
Oh God, let's see. He was also he played Karu Sugami in Kamen Rider Kiba.
Sugami.
The horse stained glass parakeet.
Wait.
He played a Fangire. The horse Fangire.
Literally the first Fangire that Kiva kills.
Oh, that's funny. Who do you play in Hurricane here then? Oh! No.
What, is he one of the Shurikengers?
Kawaga Rider.
This is cool. That's Kawaga Rider?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I take back everything I said. I retract everything I said.
Man, it would really bother me if Jorhito ended up playing like a punchable character, like a Joffrey Lannister type of person.
And he plays the master for Kamen Rider Shinobi. I'm done. I'm done. We're done here.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine if Jorhito Vargas Jr. played a punchable character? Like, don't get me wrong, Jorhito, I love you in real life. I loved your character in Power Rangers, but I'm just mentally translating counterpart.
Like you got Chad.
Because whenever I see Gene, Because like whenever I see Gene in Kamen Rider, like my brain like mentally constructs Mike Chad's face over his for like no reason, and I'm like, you know what? Mike Chad could play this character if they ever adapted this. But you know what? It goes even further. Even Gento from Blazar, like sometimes when I'm trying to recollect scenes with Gento from Kamen Rider Blazar, my brain reconstructs his face to look like Johnny Young Bosch. And I'm like, yeah, this is how Johnny Young Bosch would play this character, okay? It's
So, yeah,
perfect.
oh my god. I take back everything I said. Like, oh yeah, you got what are we doing with these Sentai actors? Jesus Christ.
All I'm gonna say is, as a quick aside on the subject, Johnny, you just gotta play the role of one Kamen Rider and you're good.
Oh my god.
You're a Ranger, you're an Ultra. You just gotta ride. You know, just like take Ichigo Kurosaki, put him on a motorcycle, done. Like that's all you need.
They did that with Forza.
No, not the other direction. Go the other way.
It's like they went in that direction, just the other way.
Exactly. Cause it's like, look, man, like when you watch the Arrancar arc in Bleach, I almost said Kamen Rider Bleach. Okay, when you watch, and then you hear like Hollow Ichigo like talking to regular Ichigo, it's like, hello Ichigo, I am back. It's like you know how the subtitle at the bottom it says the name of the character and then it says what they're saying. Well, it says Kamen, and you can even hear a line where like Ichigo refers to him as Kamen in one episode. So I'm like, so like Hollow-fied Ichigo's name is Kamen. So let me get this straight. If you put him on a motorcycle, we got Kamen Rider Ichigo.
All right, you got that.
Put him on a motorcycle, goddammit.
Who owns the Kamen Rider rights in America again?
Right now, nobody. Like the last people to have the rights to it was Adness Entertainment, but they got to expand it or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's see the rights right now. Well, I'll look into that. But yeah, Mamoru should have been a bigger threat in season 2 than he was, from what I've seen in season 2.
Let's see. Is there no Google questions isn't helping me. They're asking a bunch of questions I already know the answer to, but not the one question I'm actually asking. But yeah, no, the last people to because last time Kamen Rider was in the US was Dragon Knight, which was done by Adness Entertainment, and last I checked, they're not around anymore. By the way, shout outs to Steve Lunsford, wherever you may be.
Sure.
Yeah, homegirl that rescued Haruka and Mizu just got adopted by Mr. Politician by Mr.
That's that. God, he looks he creeping.
Yeah, like Mr. My beef ate grass, so technically my food was vegan.
Ugh.
It's like I know that joke sounds clever when you're thinking it, but when you say it out loud, it sounds really dumb. And this is coming from someone who actually enjoys eating meat. So yeah. But yeah, Mr. My food ate plants, so my food was vegan. But yeah, so right after and it goes just as well as you think it would. She suddenly decides, hey, you know what? I want to live. No, hold on, no. That's too soon. Sasagio, Shinzuo, Sasagio. Okay, there we go. Yeah, she pretty much kills him off, and meanwhile, and she's like, she's like feeling really troubled, but Haruka's like, they're there. I was there. You know what? Let's get some Taco Bell and maybe and maybe get some nuggies and a Happy Meal. Okay, let's go. But then when they get to the orphanage and try to tell everyone, hey, you don't have to be livestock. You could be a natural born killer, just like in the movie Natural Born Killer. Like Headmaster's like, oh no, we're not doing this. If you won't be eaten, I had a joke in there. I've lost my interest in continuing the joke. So he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna end all of this. I'm gonna end all of this. And I'm like, God damn, not this again. Like, there's a Helsing joke in there. No, not a Helsing joke, just a Helsing reference, like the part where what's your name's uncle's like, no, I did not kill your father. The poison killed your father. I murdered your father. And then and meanwhile, what's his name? Walter is using his vacation days in Brazil. What are the odds? And so like little male Victoria Wingate Helsing like comes across the third floor corridor and it turns out that the person that was down there was Jean all along. We already knew this. It wasn't a question of if, but when. Seriously, like you guys did not do a good job at hiding that. Let's be honest. And I'm not gonna lie though, that kid kind of looks like Adrock from Doctor Who.
Wow, I've not heard that name in forever.
Like Mr. Like, oh, I'm gonna save the doctor by killing all the dinosaurs.
Shout out to Doctor Who for returning yesterday.
Yeah, I saw the episode already. I'm like, honestly, it felt like a regular episode.
It felt like a refreshing episode. No more chip.
I didn't say it wasn't good. I'm just saying it didn't feel like a special. It felt like a regular episode, like Smith and Jones or Partners in Crime or 11th Hour. Maybe not 11th Hour. Asylum of the Daleks.
Was Asylum Jodie Whittaker's doctor? Because even then, that felt just like blah. See, that's how you know. Like, look, Jodie Whittaker was a brilliant doctor, but Chris Chibnall it just smushed it all to the ground.
It ain't Broadchurch.
Yeah. Like he just stick to what you know. Stick to what you know.
You know, it's really weird how there was an American adaptation of Broadchurch and David Tennant played the same character in the American version.
Yeah, that still confuses me.
Yeah, like I know they tried to do the same thing with the IT crowd with Richard Ione. Forgot how to say his last name. Freaking Moss. They like he reprised his role as Moss, but like didn't get past the pilot. Yeah. Like I get it. Like Jeff Winger as Roy, I understand where you're trying to go with that, but it just did not work. I'm sorry, it did not work.
But yeah, the fact that because what Chibnall did to Doctor Who, having this special feel like a regular episode of Doctor Who feels like a return to form.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like we really should do a Buttery Show episode on that. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a Buttery Show like cluster for Doctor Who. We can do the movie, Day of the Doctor, this special, the next special, the special after that, and then the Christmas episode where he turns into blonde Barbie. not Barbie, Ken. Like when Kilgrave turns into Ken.
Barty Crouch Jr. just took some Polyjuice potion and turned into Ken.
Yeah, I love Barty Crouch. Yeah, I still make that joke all the time. Now we'll find out who Mad Eye Mooney really is. The Doctor? Yeah, it was I, the Doctor, and I would have gone away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling wizards, and your stupid dragon too. Well, where's the real Barty Crouch? Oh, he's in there in this tiny chest. Oh my God, it's bigger on the inside. It's like, are you all right?
Wow.
Yes.
It's not even fun.
Cool.
Not even planned. I just found my Sonic. I was wondering where I put it.
My Sonic is right over there. I'm just not gonna go out of my way to reach for it. Or was it over here?
And it still works.
No, it's probably over there. No, it would have been funny if my Sonic was over here. I have the Peter Capaldi one.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's my favorite one. I've had the Tennant one, the Smith one, and the Capaldi one. And out of those three, I have to say the Capaldi one's my favorite. The actual screwdriver looks like a TARDIS.
Yeah, it does. It's really cool. I like Peter Capaldi.
And it can go and it lights up in two colors, both blue and green. But I'm not a fan of the Jodie Whittaker one because it feels like a Rowan Atkinson joke. I'll tell you later. Anyway, so yeah, we're opening the gates of hell. We're letting Jean out. Bad stuff happens. Homegirl is about to die, so she tells Haruka to eat her in order for him to heal himself. So we got not one but two different kinds of Dracula references right there. We got Helsing and Dracula Untold, all within the span of 10 minutes.
When the hell did that movie come out?
That movie came out in 2014, I think. I know that Luke Evans played Dracula. Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah.
Let's see. That movie came out 2014. That's right, October 10th. Yeah. Oh yeah, and Dominic Cooper played the Janissary dude. Yeah. Interesting how that works out. He used to play the fiance in Mamma Mia. That's what I remember him from.
I remember him as Howard Stark.
In what's it called? In Agent Carter. Yeah, that was fun.
And Captain America, who had and Preacher.
And Preacher. Yeah, he was in Preacher. And for some reason Warcraft. Yeah. Let's see. What else was he in? Let's see.
Was it Need for Speed? I want to see Need for Speed.
He was in The Escapist. Yeah. Let's see. Was he in any TV shows? I think he was in a couple of TV shows. Well, obviously he was in What If for Marvel, and Agent Carter, obviously. But I feel like he was in a Jane Austen book adaptation. I don't know if was it Persuasion? I don't think it was Emma though. Well, I know. I'm pretty sure he was in a movie adaptation of a Jane Austen book. I know Colin Firth was in one. I know Hugh Grant was in one. I know this guy was also in one. But the point is, both alphas fight it out, and there can only be one true alpha. Yes, insert disgraced MMA fighter joke here, and we all know which one wins. So now here comes a new challenger, and they finally settle things, and thankfully, what's his name? Haruka actually wins this one.
Yep. Okay.
Looks like the Omega's the new Alpha.
We get hallucinations of Nanaha.
Yeah.
Messed up, man. It's messed up.
Messed up, man. Not even Chihiro, man. Not even Chihiro. Although I will say this, you know what would have been an interesting concept that that they should have done in Amazons? What if like every human you eat, they like a ghost of them will manifest in your mind to support you in some way. You know, kind of like how in that movie How High, like whenever you smoke someone's cremated ashes, like their ghost will show up to help you. Now imagine that, but except you have to eat a human. Now keep in mind the consumer is an Amazon, so it's technically not cannibalism. But the point is, it's like imagine like having that kind of ability.
Wait, it's just Attack on Titan.
Yeah, exactly. Attack on Titan. I forgot Attack on Titan actually did that. Then again, it was pretty convoluted towards the end. But hey, you know what? At least Zeke Yeager had a babyface turn before Aaron Yeager had a babyface.
No, Aaron was just working us. That was it. He was just working everybody. Convincing work.
Yeah. It still feels like they were ripping off the Code Geass, like towards the end. Like it was getting good up until the rumbling. Now that one scene with Shadis and Mageth like did make me cry.
Right, Need for Speed. Damn good, but the Aaron Paul movie with Kid Cudi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Haruka, feeling guilty that he has consumed another apex predator, he decides to drown himself. But then a psychological construct of Mizu tells him not to, tells him to live. Turns out she's not even there. Like you think it would have made more sense if she was there for real. Like with Gene, like it made sense he was going nuts. But
yeah, he lost everything. But like, wait, is Mizu alive?
Yeah, Mizu's still alive.
Still alive? What's wrong with it? What?
Yeah, Mizu's literally the last human character you see on screen.
Yeah. What about Shido and his team?
Oh yeah, no, they kicked some butts. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention because of the deleted screenshot. Yeah, C4 tried to fight those orphan kids from who ran away, and guess who was there to rescue them? The Extermination Squad. You know the guys that Takashi kept saying, "You guys are losers. You'll never be as good as us. You're undisciplined. We are your replacements. You're the B Squad to our A Squad." But he completely forgot to watch the remaining. But he forgot to watch the remaining 36 episodes of SPD to learn that, hey, you know what? B Squad surpassed A Squad.
Yeah.
B Squad surpassed A Squad. So you're in no position to negotiate, Mr. Takashi. But, you know, Takashi does survive. Thanks to Kaido. But by the way, I wish we had more. You know, I wish we had more scenes focusing on him and his mother. Going back to season 2, which I just still can't stand season 2. But yeah, so this scene, very fun scene. I think there's a certain level of satisfaction in this scene. Where it's like, oh yeah, this guy's an asshole. Oh look, he's being aggressive. Let's Let's cripple him and say it's self-defense. It's what was that phrase? How did that phrase go again? Like don't mess with me unless you're ready to learn. I can't remember the exact phrase, so like you might be able to fill me in on that. God, it's gonna bother me all day. It's not. It's similar to mess with the bull, get the horns, but it's more contemporary version of that. Like you're better at this than me.
My usual go-to is F around and find out.
That's the one. That's the one. Messed around, you find out. Well, looks like you just found out.
I mean, you took the name Tachibana and tried to disgrace
How
us.
dare you sit in the same seat that he sat in?
Wait, is that? Please tell me that scene is on right now, because Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2 is airing. Let's hope. That would be so sick.
How dare you sit in the same place?
Damn, we missed it. It's already at the war.
Oh my god, that is so funny.
So close. So close.
It would have been funny though. It would have been funny if like we got to this point just 15 minutes sooner.
Ooh, so close.
I'm dying. I'm dead. But no, I have to live. You know who else has to live? The orphans. And they have to live for the sake of living. Live, 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 live. I get it. You're trying to start the White Lantern Corps. We get it.
You ain't Carl Rayner, but yeah, whatever.
Oh, I was gonna say Dead Man, but sure.
Yeah, that's who.
No, it really is funny how like Dead Man is the herald of the White Lantern Corps.
Ironic.
Dead Man, freaking Dead Man, is the head of the White Lanterns. I still don't get why Swamp Thing is the actual White Lantern god, though.
Because he's like runs everything. Swamp Thing runs everything.
I love how he randomly heel turns in that Harley Quinn movie. You know, Batman, Robin, and Harley Quinn.
Oh, in the DC.
They're trying to stop Poison Ivy from like using plants to destroy the world, and Swamp Thing's like, yeah, I'm down to destroy the world.
It's because it's DCAU. This is the universe that has. Well, I'm not going to go into details of what happens in there, but it's the DCAU nonetheless.
Yeah, it's so like that response is out of left field, but you know, I guess one way or another, Mark Hamill still can be the villain in that movie.
Yeah, all right.
Just a different kind of green-haired character. But yeah, so Haruka's like watching them say grace and eat their Thanksgiving breakfast. While he drives off on his motorcycle like any Showa Kamen Rider does, and to which I say, how dare you ride off into the sunset where all these other riders rode off into the sunset? Freaking the Sahara kids lost their parents on screen.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, like I still feel messed up from the fact that like in Kamen Rider Black what's his name, Nobuhiko's sister and girlfriend just randomly left to America at the end of Kamen Rider Black, didn't even leave a note for Kotaro to even look at to know where they are. And to my knowledge, they never even called or written him back during the events of Black RX.
Wow, that's wild.
It's really messed up when you think about it. It's like I feel bad for this kid. Like no wonder like the actor is like going through hard times trying to like like tell his fans to like donate money to get an autograph at a convention or whatever happened back in 2016 or whatever. Like that kind of messes with you.
Mm-mm-mm.
But yeah, that's it for the movie. We're finally done. Yes, we're done with Amazons. We never have to revisit it. Or at most, vaguely mention it when we talk about the 1974 Amazon, which I consider to be vastly superior.
I mean,
Okay.
well, for Amazon, well, I would say try to support the official release, y'all.
Oh,
But unfortunately, when it comes to that,
Amazon Prime no longer has it.
well, America. I mean, Tokyo MX had it? You would think it would be TV Asahi. Although now saying that, having the show air on Tokyo MX actually makes more sense.
So, what are your overall thoughts on the movie? Likes, dislikes, and score out of 10?
Well, can't really say much until I see the movie itself. But if this is lacking as much as it is, I'll probably go with an 8. Just because I still love Amazons, because it's the first step in the direction where we are now with Black Sun and having Shin Kamen Rider on Amazon Prime. So Amazon's basically, paved the way for what we have now. And we had Yuya Takahashi doing this while doing X8 as well. So, I mean,
yeah,
that's a plus.
I would say I like how they went with some of the things. I just feel like, again, pacing, not a fan. And I feel like the plot of this movie would have worked better if it was in season 2. Heck, again, like going back with what I said, like in the last few discussions we did, like if they made the main focus of season 2 the fact that Mamoru wants to turn humans into Amazons, imagine pairing that plot with this plot. So, like, you got 2 different evil groups, both wanting to do the same thing, but for opposing reasons. Because one wants to preserve Amazons, while the other wants to exterminate Amazons in an unsavory way.
Yeah.
But both goals require increasing the number of Amazons in the world. So, like, I think we could have done something with that. We didn't get really that much of Mizu, even though I feel like we really should have at this point. I mean, Mizu was pretty much a useless character in the last season, but here she could have been more.
Like, she could have been more battle hardened. She, like, especially after joining up with
4C.
Yeah, well, she joins with them. She clearly got skills of Hawkeye, basically.
Yeah, and again, it still feels weird how, like, in the final episode she held Haruka at gunpoint, but then she let him leave, and then it took her 2 years just to reunite with him, and then instantly say like, "Oh yeah, I wasn't with 4C at all this whole time. I was just trying to find you." It's like, could you have just stayed with him the whole time? Or at least make that reveal just a little bit later into the movie, make it more an efficient twist.
I mean, yeah, it could have. It seems like it could have been. Okay, what the hell am I looking at?
I still don't see any reason why they should have killed the Runaways towards the middle of the film, because I mean, I get it. The Runaways were fighting with 4C, but the thing is, like, if you're gonna like make 4C continue to look like the bad guys, it's like, why rescue them at that point? Like the Extermination Squad and the Runaways could have worked together to like go back to the orphanage and like increase the odds of saving the remaining orphans.
I think, cause, like I said, this movie was written by Yu Takahashi, and he didn't really have much to do within the seasons. So I guess that's like continuity, wise. Like, he was given the bare basics of what happened in the seasons, and then just like ran with what he wanted to tell.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this: I'm glad they finally put Gene down, because it's like he should have died like
They
back in
tried with
season
season
2.
1. They should have done. They tried again in season 2. They're like, nah, this man, he's a beast. He ain't gonna die.
It's like aside
in season 2.
aside from having his Alucard moments, like what was even significant about him being there? Heck, you know what they could have done? They could have made Chihiro the one that was like chained up.
That would have been a twist, like, oh, Chihiro's alive, but how? But then they'd have to explain how the kid's alive.
Plus the whole mechanics of like Chihiro being a half breed who like infected everyone else with Amazon cells, like that would actually make more sense if he was the one who's being held captive, because you could take random human orphans, inject them with Chihiro's blood, so that you would keep producing more and more Amazons for you to auction off.
Keep Chihiro dead, but have his body still produce the blood for Amazons.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of conversation about something like this, about like the God cow, where it's like you have like a cow that's like constantly like regenerating, so you can keep harvesting its limbs, and then it'll just regrow them.
I guess now we're talking about it. Now we're thinking about it. They are complaints in like what they should have done. They just did it in Black Sun.
Damn straight. So you gave it an 8 out of 10. I have to also give it an 8 out of 10, because like unlike the series, this movie was a little bit better, but could have still been better.
Well, I'm gonna change it to 8.5, knowing basically that every flaw this movie has, they just rectified in Black Sun.
That's fair. But that's why I would go from a 7 to an 8. All right, so last question before we go to the comments. What are your thoughts about the series as a whole? Like season 1, season 2, and the movie all as one big story?
I mean, I've mentioned it many times. Like, because of Amazons in general, we have Black Sun.
Yeah.
And I feel like, first Amazon and Toei need to fix the contract and put this back on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because of this, we got Black Sun, and many of these actors have done Sentai. They've done Rider previously to Amazons, and definitely after Amazons. From Jean, Yashido, what's her name from the Extermination Crew, just in Godchild right now.
Right.
So like, oh man, I blacked out on Revice, but she not was it Fukuda, the captain in Revice.
Yeah.
Like, seeing these actors go in that route is definitely it's fun. And obviously, season 2 gave us Cross Zed, literally the best. He's literally not only the best character in Build, but he's also possibly the best character in Amazon season 2.
Yeah, they could have done more with him. I mean, I like his personality, I like his motivations, but they just Sakura the hell out of him for no reason too.
Yeah, so it's like, no, like the series overall has a soft spot in my heart, because when it came out, I was just taken aback and like, we got a hardcore version of Kamen Rider Amazon? Really? Okay, I'm down. And then see these characters interact with was X8 that was airing at the time, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Come into that world, and like, I'm still trying to find the one clip I've seen of the teacher from Forza interact with Kamen Rider Amazon and Amazons. It was a whole thing, and it was brilliant. But all in all, Amazons, as slow as it was, especially in season 2 got slow.
Mm-hmm.
I will still give this series a proper 9 out of 10, just out of nostalgia and for what it's done for Kamen Rider outside of the main timeline.
Yeah, I would say, like, I liked what season one was doing. It had really good ideas, like a pharmaceutical company trying to create bioweapons, this is the kind of stuff that like the Japanese would criticize about American society, like they do in Black Sun, and it did crawl so that Black Sun could run. I respect that, but I think season two is where it like really dropped itself, like it shot itself in the foot, especially because like they just completely changed the focus of the story to the point that it's not even clear what the actual plot of season two even is. Because like you got a lot of small things going on instead of one big thing going on, and I think if we just like refocus to like one or two big things, like I think it would have worked a lot better. Yeah, the pacing was slow, and again, I could not enjoy Chihiro no matter how much I tried. I mean, like, I get his backstory. I feel for him, but like, I feel like they tried too hard to make him like Haruka in season one, and it just did not work. And heck, we
Yeah.
don't even see Haruka for the first few episodes. And like, they just simply made Mamoru the main villain because it's very clear. Force C is supposed to be the main villains in season two, but it's not even clear what their motivation is. It's like, okay, let's say we do find out who patient zero are. Let's say they did get their hands on Chihiro and Namaha. What are they gonna do from there? What are they gonna do from there? Like at that point, like 4C feels such like a redundant concept that like you could have had Nozoma Pharmaceutical just remain the main organization and not change anything.
I guess that you needed like a backup. It's like, okay, we can't look like we're the villains like we did last time. Let's say, hey, we're changing things up. This 4C now, they're the guys you need to worry about. We're just over here minding our own business, and then like at least that's what I think that their plan was. But
yeah, and like if you really think about it, like aside from the whole like Haruka has the 4C driver to like become like Neo Omega, I'm gonna be honest, like you could skip season two and not miss anything from the movie.
yeah,
Like realistically, I mean, it's like Mamoru not be like sure. It's like, well, you could say like, well, Mamoru like ran off with a bunch of Amazons at the end of season one, whereas in the movie, it's like he could just stay hidden in the movie. Like he ran off. That's it. No, we don't have to worry about him anymore. Like it's like the difference between this and the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy is that while the second movie was redundant to the overall plot, the second movie was still the best one of the three.
yeah, but at least with the second movie, like it at least still picked up from where the first left off.
More or less, yes. Yeah. But here it's like same dynamic. Season two is the most redundant of the three parts of the story. But unlike Dark Knight trilogy, season two is not worth watching as a standalone.
Yeah.
So I have to give it a 7 because, like, while season one was decent and the movie was decent, season three just pulled everything else down. It's almost depressing. But you're right. But I agree with you. It crawled so Black Sun could run and
actors.
And I do love that the actors like ended up getting much better roles in the future, like in Bill, Geets,
Revice,
Gotchard.
Gotchard, Saber.
Yeah. I mean, Gotchard is, but definitely Saber for sure. Yeah, even especially Saber, like freaking Sword of Ruination, man.
Yeah, like I think that's another best part about Amazon is Gene. like, yeah, everything about him started to not make a lick of sense, but he was still like, it didn't matter if the plot made sense. He was a treat. Just his character alone was a treat. Even Haruka, I don't know, something about Haruka I just enjoyed as well because like he grew into his own.
All right.
He grew into his own.
All right. So let's go into any final thoughts before we move on to the comments.
No, I'm just got Kamen Rider Odin making drinks.
Yeah, I love that video. It is pretty funny.
But why is he wearing the Deca driver is my question.
Because he's an imposter.
He's on fraud watch.
I love how like you got there's like a picture of everyone holding their V decks, but then you see one guy with the Deca driver, so it's like there's an imposter among us. There's another one with the 4 riders from Kabuto. You got Kabuto, Gatak, let's see, Kabuto, Gatak, Sword, and Zabi, I think. Maybe not Zabi, maybe it was Drake. But it's like, there's an imposter among us. And I'm like, well, clearly it's Sword because insect, arachnid, insect. See, I knew he was going to be the worm, not because he actually was a worm, but because he was the only rider who was an arachnid. Heck, like they could have had like a rival organization for Zect called Arak. You know, like ARACH. And like they would have like riders based on arachnids. Like you could have like a spider rider, a scorpion rider, a tick rider. That's pretty much the only 3 species of arachnids that are alive today. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the point is, like, imagine having like a separate sect of Zect, where like they're arachnids, you know, and that could open doors for having crustacean riders. Malakos. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the comments. Finally, the finale. I bet Kabuto's super happy about this. Yes, I am. I'm very happy because like we don't have to deal with this anymore.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Amazon.
Yeah.
Prime. Thanks a lot, Amazon Prime. Let's be fair. Thanks a lot, Amazon Prime. Bezos.
Yeah.
Your bald-headedness.
Yeah. Amazon's was kind of mid. Yeah. I give the movie an 8 out of 10 and the whole series a 7. Okay.
All right. Yeah, all valid.
Okay, at least Haruka got a break at the end, unlike Chihiro.
Wow.
I mean, they were both being hunted down, rigorously hunted down. But at least Haruka got to stick around.
Right.
Yeah. What series will we do next? Well, I'm glad you asked because we have a very special way of figuring that out. Stick around for after the comments to find out. Okay, I hope you do Force. Oh, yeah, maybe we will. Maybe we'll do Decade. Maybe we'll do O's. Who knows? Let's see. I'm trying to come up with a new sword similar to the Shadow Saber and Ocean Saber from SBD, but it is hard to come up with a name. This character I'm working on is supposed to be a former SPD. Was there an Ocean Saber in SPD?
Try to be. Let's see.
I only remember the Shadow Saber.
If we're going around the realms of the Shadow Saber, you can call it something like the Twilight Saber.
The Dusk Sword.
Ooh.
Yeah. Or the Midnight Edge. No, wait, hold on. No, not that. Okay, so Triple Oaks also asks, what would an Amazon/Black Sun adaptation of Stronger look like?
Oh, I actually had this thought the other day. It would basically just be a more hard. Well, we'd have to. If we're going in the realms of that, then you'd have to go with Kamen Rider the first and Kamen Rider the next, and continue on that series in that continuity to do Stronger. and just go in the realm of like he's being taken like all the other writers before him, and it just be more hardcore and gruesome. And then like think Shin Kamen Rider from the 90s, like Iron Man.
Okay.
Something like that. Like give
Yeah.
me more brutal
because he was rebuilt in a cave with a box of scraps.
Yeah, so just basically like just take Iron Man, Shin Kamen Rider, and just more hardcore and brutal, just for that shock factor. I know they would do that, but
I'll say this: I hate how like in Kamen Rider the first and the next, Dr. Shinigami like escaped at the end of the first movie, but we never see him again in the second movie. So I figure like there should be a third movie called Kamen Rider the Last, because we got the first, the next, the last. Because let's be honest, Japanese movies love using those three words for their movies. Like even like Naruto the Last, and then Boruto the first. Yeah. So it's like the first, the next, the last, and then in Kamen Rider the Last, you know, you would come up with some kind of way to introduce, you know, X Amazon and Stronger, and then like they would have, and then like you basically will end up having like modernized Heisei versions of all seven of the Magnificent Seven Riders for one final battle.
Well, in the case of Amazons, this is their Heisei remake.
Yeah, this is their Heisei remake. I get it, and like they could have even used Haruka to be the representative of Amazon in that case, but
yes. You're right.
But like we would still need X and Strong. And I know what you're thinking. Wait, what about Rider Man? Look, he is a shocker. Well, technically Destron, but in this case, he's a shocker scientist. So of course he's gonna have some kind of way of showing up, but he's not gonna need as big of an intro as the first three Riders did.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. One thing I do find interesting is that the original Amazon series was 24 episodes, and this one is 26 episodes. So if you add them together, if by some weird happenstance they turn out to be canon, we do end up with 50 episodes.
Well, the only way they are canon is through X-Aid. So you got to add X-Aid.
Multiverse.
So yeah, so you got. So you go from Amazon to Amazons, and then within Amazons, it's like right after season 2, you do X-Aid whenever they all cross over together, then do Last Judgment. So yeah. If we're doing in like chronological or some shit, something like that.
Yeah,
Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, like I don't really consider multiverse as like canonization of things. Like for example, like Ninja Turtles, Turtles Forever. It's like yeah, it's a conclusion to the like 2003 series, but beyond that one crossover, like I wouldn't really say, oh, both shows are canon to each other. It's like, no, they're canon in this movie because it involves multiverse.
Yeah.
But in the same vein, you know, the 90s films and the 2006 film aren't canon to like everything else. Like even though like, oh, you see them like referenced like in those images, which would later be ripped off by Flashpoint.
Yeah. So they're saying, yeah, we're all like every turtle happened in the big multiverse, which I mean it's cool because it's like Power Rangers is in that universe. I mean the Justice League is in that universe. Like everything, grand multiverse is connected.
Yeah, and I think it would be like way too convoluted at that point, even if each universe had its own mechanics. So like yes, I would say that even though that like Omega probably did show up in that one Kamen Rider Build or Geo movie, I still say that like Amazons and Black Sun are not canon to the main TV show. But nevertheless,
I mean, CM Punk came back last night. Never say never anymore. I've learned never say never.
yeah, so like the point is, like you could say, like I've watched every single episode of Kamen Rider without having to watch Amazon's because Amazon's not part of the main TV show. But at least now I can also say that even if that weren't the case, I still will have seen every episode of Kamen Rider. But no, like I'm still keeping the episode count based on just the main TV series. So like when Kamen Rider Geats ended with 1,601 episodes, that's 1,601 episodes not counting the 26 episodes of Amazon's or the 10 episodes of Black Sun. And I'm going to keep the count at that. But at least I could also say that I've seen the additional 36 episodes of the non-canon stuff. But yeah, no, like first and next were pretty fun movies. I wish there was a third one. The hard part is to find the right animal for the mouth of the saber that opens up. Like you do, boo boo. Ocean Saber was wielded by Ichthyr. I forgot Ichthyr had a thing, but was it like officially called the Ocean Saber? Because like at least Doggy Kruger straight up used the phrase Shadow Saber. Jack said Shadow Saber. I don't know if Ichthyr used the phrase Ocean Saber. Ichthyr was in the episode where he sold badges. Yeah, I know who Ichthyr is. I just forgot that he was even a thing. And I still don't think he ever used the phrase Ocean Saber, but I will rewatch the episode and get back to you on that. So, to answer the earlier question of let's see, what series we'll do next, I actually have an elegant solution for that. If we do a little bit of screen sharing right here. Okay, we have 30 seasons of Kamen Rider that we haven't reviewed, although technically we did review one of them, but we did agree that due to COVID, we're gonna go back and redo it. So, shall we spin the spinner and see what the Wheel of Destiny holds for us?
Spin it.
Here we go. What will we get? What will we get? What will we get? It looks like we're going to end up with... Oh! Build! Our next season we're going to be doing is none other than Kamen Rider Build. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We are, next time, we're going to do the first few episodes of Kamen Rider Build. We're going to have to figure out a way how to squeeze in the movies and specials on top of that as well.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure that out. And we are going to do them in batches. Just like how we did 2 episodes at a time here. We're probably going to do like 4 or 5 episodes of Build moving forward.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll plan it out, figure it out. But at least we now know what series we're going to do next, and it's going to be Kamen Rider Build. So thank you everyone so much for watching our final review of Kamen Rider Amazons. Now we're back to doing just strictly canon stuff. If you enjoyed watching me squirm and him, get a good laugh from my squirming, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and ding the bell icon down here at the bottom to stay notified for our latest videos. We do Kamen Rider Blazar on Tuesdays at 7 p.m.
Ultraman Blazar.
Ultraman Blazar. Yep. Ultraman Blazar.
Ultraman's right there, man.
It's right there. Yeah, it's right there. And we do Kamen Rider Gotchard on Wednesdays, 7:30, 10:30 Pacific and Eastern. Same time on Thursday, Osama Sentai King Oger. This Saturday, we're going back to doing Power Rangers Cosmic Fury Episode 8 at 5:30, 8:30 p.m. Pacific and Eastern. And Sunday, we're going to get started on Kamen Rider Build. I'm excited.
Yes.
Yeah. This is gonna yes. This our channel that season best match. If you want to check out our sister channel, be sure to check us out at the Buttery Show, where we're probably gonna do some Doctor Who stuff in December. And check if you want to check out our personal content, such as watching Superhero Time while it's live, you could join this guy right over here.
Y'all know the drill. Head over to twitch.tv/HenshinGate. We go live Mondays, Tuesdays, and Saturdays, and certain other days, depending on schedule. We cover K-pop, anime. We're finishing up the first trilogy of Naruto movies. And obviously, we're doing Superhero Time. And I'm going to be for real right now. Spoiler alert. Godchild is actually good this week. Except for the end. No, it's good in the first half. Then it pissed me off in the second half. But then the end was good.
Man, I'm still wondering who Kamen Rider Dread's gonna be. Like, I know, I played around with the idea of Kajiki being the second rider technically. But I would really hate it if like someone like Sabimaru or Renge became Dread. That would be weird. But in any case, you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. And with that said, guys, we hope that you had a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching us review Kamen Rider Amazons all the way through. And we'll see you guys later this week. Stay safe, stay hydrated, update your emergency kits. Make sure like you don't get hurt doing your holiday shopping. Remember, do it for your loved ones. And like try to make it fast so you don't have to like listen to those Mariah Carey songs.
There's no hope and dope.
No hope and dope. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye.